What's going on YouTube? I'm TheOPJellicent, and I'm here bringing you guys my UPC Season 3 draft analysis. If you didn't know, I joined a new league called the UPC. It has a lot of cool guys in it. Even an NPL coach, Cloud Envy, who we actually managed to pick up a victory against in a non-YouTube league match, so that was cool. But there's some really tough competitors in this league. I figure it'll be a little more competitive than the WPL. Don't get me wrong, there's some good people in the WPL, but I'm looking to have a really competitive league with this one, and this is our draft breakdown, so let's get right into the draft right here. So, of course, I can't go without a league without having Kieran Black on it. This thing has infinite versatile. It can be Life Orb, it can be Banded, it can be Specs, it can be Scarf, it can be E-Belt. So, really good sets. You never know what they're going to bring. You can even bring a substitute leftovers attacker. And Ice Beam Stab is always good. Dragon Claw gets a lot of different coverage, Earth Power. I believe it gets Fusion Bolt. So definitely looking for Kieran Black to be putting in a lot of work, just like it has in Season 2 and Season 3 of the WPL. And just in case I haven't mentioned it yet, the WPL is continuing, don't worry. Next up we have Mega Aggron, who you've also seen featured on the channel before. Really big defense stat right here. If we can run like the standard Smoke Gun Sprout, which I believe is 240 max HP, and then the rest dumped into defense here, and then I think it's this nature. This Pokemon I'm looking for to also do a lot of work more on the bulkier side. It's one of our main stealth rockers on this team. It gets access to Roar. Toxic is going to be a really useful move. Earthquake, in case that hits anything really hard. So Mega Aggron, I'm looking to wall a lot of the meta and pretty much just get up rocks every game. That's the plan with that. Maybe Roar and face some stuff around. Another Roar user, Arcanine, and as you guys see right here, the Fire MZ is here. This is one of my 3 Z-Mons. We were allowed to choose 3 Z-Mons in total for this draft, and you'll see the other 2 in a bit, but my first one is Arcanine, because if you look at its Fire MZ, Flare Blitz is going to be doing insane damage with Fire MZ, and realistically, it's pretty much just a free kill if it gets it off, unless my opponent has, like, I don't know, like Quagsire or Slowbro or some bulky water on their team. We could even run Electrium Z and with a Wild Charge if you want to counter those bulky waters. So yeah, Wild Charge, and then if we can also run a more defensive set with like Will-O-Wisp, I believe it gets Roar, Morning Sun, and Flamethrower, I believe is standard for defensive specials. So Arcanine, it gets access to 2 great abilities, Flash Fire and Intimidate. Flash Fire can really help out Aggron, as Aggron is really not going to be taking any fire hits. At least I don't plan on it. But Mega Evolution is required turn 1, so Arcanine might be a response to a few of the things that threaten Aggron out. And of course, this is a Sun and Moon League, so I'd have to choose at least one Sun and Moon Pokemon. Well, I don't have to, but like, come on, I'm going to. So I was going to pick Raikou originally, but then I figured I need an electric type. This thing has a really great special attack, and I just want a really strong electric type. But Raikou probably could have been the better choice, because I seem to have a lot of success with the Sub-Calm Mind variant with that thing. I went 5-1 in another league until I got cut short with Sub-Calm Mind Raikou getting, I think, 2 or 3 sweeps in that league, so that can work. But Scarf Circuitry is also going to be a really huge threat in this league. If you look at its special attack stat, I believe it gets all the way up to its Scarf Modest. Let's see here, 489. That's like, I think that's like the 2nd or 3rd highest special attack stat in the game. So, Circuitry, definitely a lot of work. Thunderbolt, I believe it gets Dazzling Gleam. Let's see what else it gets here. Energy Ball, of course. It can be dual screens. It should get Reflect, yeah, or Rest. Sleep Talk. If I want to run Scarf Sleep Talk. Tail Glow is another cool thing, but I don't. I'm gonna have to get rid of a lot of fast mons in the opposing team if I really want Tail Glow to put in any work. And then if I want to be cheeky, I can run like Thunder, and then obviously Volt Switch for initiative. So, and of course this thing gets Beast Boost, so if it gets a kill and it's Scarf, it's pretty much just going to sweep the entire team, barring they don't have a ground type. So, Circuitry, I'm hoping it puts in a ton of work, and let's move on. I still had no hazard control up to this point, so I started getting into that. I have Tentacruel here, and I have Flygon, both hazard controllers. I have Rapid Spun on this, Defog on this. Flygon was actually bumped up to tier 3 for this league, because obviously it gets Dragon Dance now, which is a really big threat, so just standard Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, or Outrage. It's a really good set, but I think I might be bringing Scarf with like Defog a little more if I'm not bringing Tentacruel, ignore that. Defog, Earthquake, Dragonclaw, and Outrage, something like that. Let's say they have a Ferrothorn or Scizor on their team, I can run Fire Punch, Dragonclaw. Dragonclaw should be still putting in work, but these two are my main hazard controllers on this team. I do have another hazard controller, but I'm looking for it to be more of a wall breaker than that. This thing I'm hoping I can get up some Toxic Spikes with, so that can be cool. Especially since, you know, I have the Hex on Cofagrigus, but let's get into the latter half of our draft. Next up we have Braviary, another Pokemon that you've seen featured on the channel before in the WPL. So, Braviary, once again, that other defogger I was talking about, but really I'm looking to run like a Bandit or Scarfmon. As you can see, Fly MZ, this is our second Mon. Fly MZ boosted Brave Birds are pretty much going to be getting kills every time. Gets great ability in Sheer Force. We can run like Life Orb Sheer Force with the Brave Bird, and I believe it gets Return. And it gets Bulk Up Defog, as I said. We can run Scarf Defog if we want to, but I don't know. Gets Facade if I want that. Let's see what else it gets. Gets a Roost if I want to run that. Shadow Claw. Tailwind can be cool. Set up left sweep for like potentially X-Cloud here. If I'm running Specs X-Cloud under the Tailwind, it's going to be putting in a lot of work, to say the least. So that can be cool. Even Rock Slide if I want to hit like Talonflame if they have that, or Moltres. And then of course U-Turn for initiative. Whirlwind is kind of cool if I have hazards up, but Braviary is going to be putting in a ton of work as well, as I'm expecting every Pokemon to, so except for maybe Golem, I'm just kidding. But Braviary, definitely a cool Mon. I'm hoping to get at least one Scarf Sweep with it, but let's continue. I got Hard Body. I'm actually just going to name this now, even I'm totally copying Joey right now, don't judge me. Hard Body's there with Leftovers Command, I believe is a great set. I can run Command Thunderwave, and surprise, surprise, guys, I have the Mon that crits Reuniclus in the UCL. So my Reuniclus is not getting crit by an X-Cloud in this league. Unless I trade it away and then somebody picks it up and then they happen to click Boom Burst on my Reuniclus and it crits and knocks me out. But other than that, I'm not getting knocked out by crit. So, really good special attack right here. We can run like a mixed bulk with like 172 and then 84 and this. So that's going to be cool. Calm Mind, Thunderwave. I believe standard is like Calm Mind, Psychic. But I believe it also gets some other cool stuff like Trick Room, Recovers, Shadow Ball, yeah. And even Energy Ball, so that's going to be cool. Focus Blast, can't forget about that. Even gets a knockoff. And I'm blundering this video a lot. Signal Beam can be cool if I want to run that. Thunder. Even gets Trick, so I can run like a Specs Trick variant if I want to do that. But I'm going to be bringing Reuniclus a lot. Just because I drafted it late, as you guys can see, does not mean I'm not putting a lot of faith into it. It's going to be doing a lot of work, and let's move on. Cofagrigus right here, and pretty much I've drafted, well, let's count. I've drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of the 11 Mons on my draft you haven't seen. The others you have, and I've even used Tentacruel in another league. So, and even X-Cloud. I've used X-Cloud in another league that's off YouTube as well. But Calm Mind, Psychic, Shadow Ball is going to be standard on this, and let's move on. Once again, this thing can be used with like Toxic Spikes, Hex, but I really plan on getting up Toxic Spikes at Tentacruel, not this thing. And it can run Rocky Helmet Defensive. It can even be Mixed Defense, because if I want to take some more special hits, but still take physical hits, I can run, you know, that same 172, 252, 84 split, just like before. A lot of cool utility on this thing. It gets Trick Room, I believe, Nasty Plot, so I can go Trick Room, Nasty Plot suites if I want. D-Bond is cool, gets a lot of coverage. I believe it gets Knockoff, Toxic Spikes, Hex, Calm Mind, yeah, Dark Pulse, I already said Knockoff. And let's see what else. Nightshade, Psychic, which can be cool if I want to hit like a Venusaur or something. How could I forget about Will-O-Wisp, of course. Will-O-Wisp is going to be there. Sleep Talk, if I want this to be a Sleep Absorber. Pretty much all I want this thing to do is be bulky as Crapmon, so let's move on. We have Normalium Z X-Cloud, so this is the final Mon that I chose my Z move on, and I kind of regret it because I just figured out Specs is probably going to be a lot more effective than Normalium Z, but if I really want to just nuke something, I can just go Normalium Z, Scrappy, with Boom Burst, and I'm pretty much getting a kill. Just like Braviary, just like Arcanine, this is getting a kill if I get a Normalium Z Boom Burst off. Really nice HP stat. I don't expect it to be speed creeping a lot, so what I can do is run like that, and if I want I can take off some HP and speed creep if I want it to. Boom Boost is right there. I believe it gets a lot of cool coverage. Focus Blast, does it get Thunderbolt? Doesn't get Thunderbolt, but I believe it gets Ice Beam, it gets Surf, Focus Blast. So, extra sensory as well if I want to hit Venusaur, but really Venusaur doesn't want to take Normal NC or Choice Specs Boom Bursts, so this can sync up really well with Braviary, because if I can get a Tailwind up and Specs Exploud is on the field, it'll pretty much just win, so hoping for that to do some work. And finally, the Pokemon that I'm most skeptical about, I realized up till now, I really don't have the greatest of Rock Setters. I have Mega Aggron, which is a really nice one, but we have some Hazard Setters and T-Spikes with this, T-Spikes with this. I don't know if anything gets spikes here, but I just wanted a spare Stealth Rocker in case I wanted one. I don't know if you get Rapid Spin or not. Do you? No, you don't. But you do get Stealth Rock, which is cool. It actually doesn't have terrible stats. I believe you can run like a Rock Polish, kind of like Rhydon, and put in a lot of work with that. It even has higher speed than Rhydon. So, do you get Swords Dance? It doesn't get Swords Dance, but let's see if it gets any other setup. It's a Roar, cool. Sleep Talk, once again, cool. Sucker Punch, if I want to catch like Victini. Shoutouts to Miguel with, Choice Banded, Sucker Punch, Ambor, but Earthquake obviously is going to be standard, Stone Edge is going to be standard, so I can run something like this, and if I need the extra coverage, I can get rid of Stealth Rock and run Stealth Rocks and Mega Aggron, potentially run Fire Punch, so basically the exact same coverage as Flygon, except no Dragon type moves, so this can be cool. I can run Life Orb, and that's pretty much it. Let's see what its ability is. It gets Sturdy. Do I have a Sand Setter? Because if I have a Sand Setter, then that could be really nice. But that's going to be it for the UCP Season 3 draft. I'll link the UPC channel in the description in case you guys are curious. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'm hoping to make it a great season. Hopefully make playoffs, go positive and all that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.